It's a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you feeling tonight? How are you feeling tonight?
Definitely warmer, right? I think summer is here. And we are in cotton season, are we not?
Absolutely, we are.
Yes. A very warm welcome to all of you. Tonight, we reveal, we unveil, we transform the very new Kotko Zimbabwe.
I am so looking forward to it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are looking forward to it as well. Please do give yourselves a round of applause. You're all looking absolutely exquisite tonight.
Now, since privatization in 1994, Kotko has undergone a journey. There have been many ups and downs. The 2000s tested their strength. And here we are tonight to be able, Godfrey Koti, my co-MC, you and me, to stand here before the very few selected guests who are here to celebrate Zimbabwe's biggest cotton company and walk with it on this journey that it's about to go into, a new trajectory, a new horizon, and a new leaf that they're turning to be able to prove their worth, to be able to prove that small-scale farmers are the cornerstone of our economy.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is definitely a new era, and if you are not about change, I'm not too sure what you're about, because we're about the glitz and the glam. Of course, we are bringing an industry back right at the top. Let me take this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to acknowledge our guests who are here. Let me start by recognizing my honorable minister who's here, Honorable Haritotis. Thank you so much, sir. He tells me that he was sent to come and stand in for the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, Honorable Masuka. Thank you so much, Honorable, for coming through. And of course, we have a representative from the Harare Metropolitan Province. Sir, would like to really appreciate you, the Permanent Secretary in that ministry. As you are aware, recently we lost the minister there, Baba Vachidau. May his soul continue to rest in eternal peace. Baba, thank you so much for being with us. Ladies and gentlemen, I would also like to recognize all the other members of parliament that are here present. We recognize you, honorables. Thank you so much for being with us here tonight. And of course, big thank you to the man of the moment, shall I say, Ruveneko, the board chairperson of Kotko, Mr. Sifelani Jabangwe. Congratulations, sir, and to you and your board and your team, you are all absolutely welcome this evening.
So Kotko is generational. I'll speak from my generation. Now, many will remember Kotko as, like I said, the leader in cotton from 1994. Now, catapult to about 2004, where for us, little did we know that Kotko was a cotton company. Taingoenda pa Prince Edward, ichinona rugby. Ichinzi Kotko Rugby Festival. And the generations now have taken us to a place where we are today, where those of us who were part of that high school era, where Kotko dominated and supported sport, are now realizing the value and how deep and deeply ingrained Kotko is in our economy, not just the fun side of it. And we hope to see Kotko dominating in all areas soon. I know that that particular festival, Koti, has been taken over by another company.
Of course, but you know what, this is how powerful branding is.
Yeah.
And we are here because we are rebranding. Mm-hmm. We are just energizing the brand. Yes. And in as much as another company has taken over that popular festival, rugby, nanasi, kanataka kuenda iko kuti noti tukumboenda ku Kotko.
That's what we knew it as. So that is what branding is about. And tonight you get to witness for the first time the very new branding that Tattoo Media has put together for Kotko. So without any further ado, we know you've all been patient tonight, and we're about to get right into our program. And to start, we'd like to ask our resident minister, representing the resident ministry, rather. Please may we call to the stage Permanent Secretary Tafadzwa Muguti.
A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much to the directors of ceremony, Chief and dear Sister Ruveneko. The guest of honor, the Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, Dr. A. Masuka, who's well represented today by the Deputy Minister, Honorable Haritatus. The Honorable Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, who is with us today, Honorable Minister Muncherengwi for Mashonaland East. The COTCO Board Chairman, Mr. Sifelani Javangwe, who is our main host today with his other board members and senior management. Senior government officials who are here present, members of civil society, and members of the diplomatic corps who might be with us here today, comrades and friends, the media fraternity. It is my honor to welcome you all to Harare Metropolitan Province for this auspicious occasion of the official launch of the COTCO Transformation Journey. We are excited to host delegates from cotton growing areas in our province and across the nation for this event. It is crucial for the continuous success of COTCO and its farmers situated across a broad area of Zimbabwe. Harare Metropolitan Province has had the privilege of being the location of the head office of COTCO since the company's inception in 1994. The COTCO head office boasts of a world-class lint testing laboratory. And ladies and gentlemen, this laboratory with the state-of-the-art testing equipment has for years been ensuring that the farmers in the nation receive the best possible value for the cotton lint and output, ensuring maximum foreign currency generation for the nation. It is important to note, Honorable Deputy Minister, that it is high time that Zimbabwe starts going beyond this laboratory so that we can have the full value chain of cotton within Zimbabwe. COTCO, we are told, has its own unique lint selling types, which are on display tonight for stakeholders to appreciate. COTCO is a member of the International Cotton Association, and we are told that it's been abiding year on year by its rules and regulations in the sale of lint. COTCO's gene seed output is sold 100% locally to oil expressors, mostly in Harare Metropolitan Province, and stock feed manufacturers, mostly in Harare Metropolitan Province. COTCO also gives priority to the allocation of lint to local spinners and weavers, which support employment creation within the province and across the nation. Harare Metropolitan Province, as you know, is the economic hub of this nation, controlling well over 51% of the national GDP. It is also the center for most of the capital raising events and all the other economic activities that may beneficiate COTCO. We welcome all other stakeholders and technical partners to take advantage of this COTCO transformation journey and partner with COTCO in delivering a new image, a new business, and a new entity to all. We also implore our local financial institutions to support the value addition initiatives that COTCO has entered into, which will be located in cotton growing areas across all our provinces, most of the growing provinces, in support of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. A.D. Mnangagwa's thrust for devolution. On devolution, Honorable Minister, as a Harare Metropolitan Province, we are cognizant of the crucial central role that our ministry plays, our provincial government, in ensuring the success of COTCO, which translates to the success of many people in Zimbabwe. For instance, with a devolved structure, it is our ministry's role to ensure that COTCO has got the critical industrial infrastructure that they require to be able to go forward. It is also very important to note that as a provincial government, we want COTCO to start contributing towards the Provincial Economic Development Plan, meaning that their participation in the provincial thematic committees will be most welcome. As the province, we are contributing much in value addition of cotton and related products, and surely you can testify that the number of these players are within the province. Further, just imagine the downstream impact that the new revitalized COTCO will give to our SMEs in terms of supply chain management and enterprise development. This industry, Honorable Minister, has created many employment opportunities, and it is our hope that it continues to do so. We therefore are proud to be hosting this momentous occasion tonight and can only wish the COTCO board chairman, board members, and senior management, and those within the ministry all the best of luck as they embark on this journey. Welcome to Harare Metropolitan Province, and we wish you a great event tonight. God bless you. Thank you.
Another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Pemsek Muguti, for that. Welcome remarks. I hope you're all feeling welcome and understanding why you're here tonight. And tonight is a celebration, I must remind you, right? Kuzofara. It is an announcement. It's a celebration. It is a walking into the future.
I've always wanted to use this word as a broadcaster for many years.
Which
I never
one?
did.
Makuerere. So thank you very much again, Pemsek Tafadzo Muguti. Now, I'd like to call a man who's leading, and hear this clearly, an over-gender balanced board. When do you ever hear that in Zimbabwe? So I'd like to allow our board chairman to now come onto the stage and talk about how he's going to contract over 400,000 farmers in Zimbabwe. We follow these things. 400,000 farmers. Yeah, please be 399 or somewhere. Please help us welcome to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, the COTCO board chairman, Mr. Jabangwe.
Good evening. Hello. This is an exciting event. Good evening. Thank you.
It's a tough crowd, sir. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. That's much better. Today, before I start, allow me to recognize our guests, starting with our guest of honor, Honorable Minister of Lands and Agriculture, Fisheries, Water, Rural Development, Dr. A.J. Masuka, represented here by Deputy Minister Ritatos, our invited VVIP guests, and also our Honorable Ministers of State. We've got PS Wamguti, we welcome, and also we've got, allow me to say all protocols observed, but I would also want to recognize a special recognition also to our COTCO board members, COTCO management, and all our guests, invited guests that are here with us today, including our COTCO executives. And as was highlighted, today is a special night. COTCO is going through a journey, and today marks a milestone in that journey. And we are quite happy and thankful that you've taken out the time to be with us tonight as we mark this milestone. So, on behalf of the board and management of COTCO, I would like to welcome you to this auspicious occasion, which is the official launch of the COTCO transformation journey, which will mark by the sign that will and the logo that will show you tonight. I would like to point out, as was highlighted earlier on, the COTCO board is one of the most gender-sensitive boards appointed, which is in line with His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa's commitment for gender parity and also women's empowerment. The board composition is a reflection of the immense contribution that women make in the agricultural sector in Zimbabwe, which often goes unseen. And at this stage, allow me to introduce the board of directors for COTCO. And these are, as was highlighted, myself, I'm the board chairperson, that's Felani Jabangwe, and then our deputy board chairperson and the chair of our Finance, Risk and Audit Committee is Dr. Muvingi. Then the next I would like to introduce Dr. Mushunje, who is the chair of the HR and Remuneration Committee. Then I'd like to introduce Mrs. Emma Rongwe, Ms. Emma Rongwe, the chair of our technical committee. Then I would like to introduce Ms. C. Tapera, last but not least, who is the chair of our business development and marketing committee, who is also responsible for the great evening we're having tonight. Thank you. When the Honorable Minister of Lands, Agriculture and Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, Dr. A.J. Masuka, gave the COTCO board and management its mandate in December 2020, he deliberately used the words to transform COTCO. And today's event is one of the steps outlined in our company strategy towards achieving this transformation. Allow me to emphasize that the company's 5-year strategy compiled by the board and management of COTCO is farmer-centric. COTCO is the farmer and the farmers are COTCO. Let me repeat. COTCO is the farmer and the farmers are COTCO. The success of one translates to the success of the other. COTCO is therefore committed to improving farmer viability by capacitating the farmer through various means like farmer training, tillage programs, and supplying new hybrid seed varieties, as well as ensuring the farmers are paid promptly. This is part of our transformation. This part of our transformation journey officially began in February 2022, when COTCO invited several consultants to make a presentation of how the organization could effectively rebrand itself. And during this process, one of the consultants that we had kept waiting at our reception area gave us a shocking feedback of how our brand was perceived and how they felt when they and this was just feedback of how they felt when they'd come to COTCO head office. They had been ignored. They had not been updated. In other words, they had been uninformed of what then was going to happen next whenever they engaged with COTCO. The board and management felt deeply convicted by this feedback. If a consultant walking into our offices for the first time felt this way, how were our key stakeholders like farmers and surrounding communities whom we interacted with daily perceiving the COTCO brand? This was the question that we were left with. The company then carried out an extensive brand audit where the selected brand consultants traveled extensively to every cotton growing area to find out how our farmers and the communities truly felt about the brand COTCO. The report was comprehensive and revealed that our communities had a long history with COTCO. They remembered the good, where their school fees, children's school fees had been paid from cotton growing proceeds. And they felt disheartened by the negative turn of events, part of which were delays in farmer payments and the low income levels. But thankfully, they were still willing to continue working with COTCO and growing cotton. But they clearly bemoaned what they expressed as arrogance by the company and lack of responsiveness to queries that they raised, among other things. The board and management knew that the journey we were embarking on needed to be more than just an external change in our communication and appearance, but needed to be an inside-out approach to transform the organization. A change in the way we do things at COTCO. Our farmers and communities needed to know that they truly mattered to us. The Bible in 1 Peter says, what matters is not your outer appearance, the styling of your hair, the jewelry you wear, the cut of your clothes, but your inner disposition. COTCO needed to change its inner disposition. The launch that we've invited you this evening is therefore not merely an unveiling of our new identity, but a commitment by the board and management of COTCO to transform the way we do things. The transformation journey is already begun. Most significant is the change in payment modalities to farmers in 2022 and the promptness of the farmer payments. As directed by government, farmers are now being paid 75% of their earnings in US dollars, and on the basis that the lint output, this is on the basis that the lint output is an export crop. The new payment modalities have been well received, and it is envisaged that the number of farmers registering in the 2022-2023 cropping season will increase significantly. As you heard for yourself, our MCs are going to be part of our farmers. In order to combat the challenges of climate change, COTCO trained 326,000 farmers in 2021 in conservation agriculture concepts through the Cotton Mfumvudza Intwasa program launched by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, in its first year of inception. Following the training, 214,000 plots were established. In 2021, 98,000 hectares of land were tilled for farmers at no additional cost compared to 8,000 hectares in 2020. Whilst limited quantities of hybrid seed were available for planting in 2021, the company tested a new variety of seed called Jaguar, which is also proven to be high yielding and drought tolerant. As mentioned earlier, the board and management of COTCO will continue to prioritize the area of improved farmer viability through improved yields. Assistance has been sought through the Presidential Input Scheme, and the company is also seeking funding to secure more quantities of hybrid seed for planting by the farmers. This will improve the farmers' yields from an average of 350 kgs per hectare to an average of 1,500 kgs per hectare, and upward potential of up to 4,000 kgs per hectare. This will continue significantly. This will contribute significantly towards improving farmer viability. The board and management of COTCO are committed to paying special attention to women and youth as they constitute a significant part of our national demographic. We believe that women farmers play a pivotal role in household food security and will seek to develop programs and initiatives that empower them and benefit the community at large in line with NDS 1. We are excited about the recently launched Women's Desk at our parent ministry. In 2021, COTCO refurbished its de-linting plant. This is the plant that separates seed from linters, which are very short fibers that remain on the cotton seed after ginning. And these linters are used to produce goods such as bandages, swabs, banknotes, and cotton buds. And used in Kadoma, and this linting plant, which was commissioned in Kadoma by the Honorable Minister, Honorable Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, Dr. A.J. Masuka, on the 3rd of November 2021. The company is also finalizing funding arrangements for the establishment of an oil refinery in Gokwe as part of its contribution towards rural transformation, devolution through value addition projects. This will be the first of other value addition projects that the company is embarking on. These are just a few of the exciting transformations taking place from your transformation team at COTCO. To our bankers and stakeholders, we say we treasure the path that we have walked together and ask that you continue to partner us in the next stages of our crucial transformation. As our minister always says, COTCO is a key agent to rural transformation and development. And we look forward to what lies ahead as we work towards transforming our communities. And with this, we are thankful for the continued support from His Excellency, the President, for the Presidential Input Scheme, which has contributed significantly to helping COTCO to turn around. Today, as the COTCO board and the COTCO board and management, we commit to being a change agent towards the sustainable development goals of ending poverty, ending hunger, gender inequality, and also ensuring decent work and economic growth and sustainable cotton production and adaptation, as well as mitigation to climate change, as well as collaboration for growth. We commit before you, our stakeholders, that transform we must, and transform we will. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Board Chairman, Mr. Jabangwe, for that. Now, I'm delighted to hear that we're not just going to be putting lipstick on COTCO, that there's going to be an internal transformation.
Sorry,
Anzigo.
calculate.
Calculator jigo. My hectares.
Anzi 75% in USD.
Shamwari. Anzi, abazranzi 98,000 hectares, which are clear way but chatanga because matara ma figures anona kitsa chose.
Chaisho.
Sakapa 75% USD koti.
I don't know what means in the
White data. Robuda. So no, I like the payment modalities transformation. And on that note, tofana ku kamchira varidzi vemari vasvika nasi ayo vasvika vati nonoke pane zvangu achimbosota
vemari havambononoki vanga vachambosaina mapepa zamapepa anenge akawandisa because ndaendesawo rangu retourism nasi makusini. Honorable Chidua, the Deputy Minister of Finance and Economic Development. Sir, we welcome you. Thank you so much for joining us.
What's that?
Munoziva vachidua kamusati mauya vanhu vangokanyarara kuti si
asi patatigomererai minista vemari maoko tavachaziva kuti nevanhu pano nhasi. So thank you for coming. Thank you very much for gracing the occasion. It's important to have you and to solidify what COTCO is trying to do. It would be insurmountable without the Ministry of Finance. So thank you.
Of course, and on that note as well, would like to acknowledge the Minister of State, Kumashi Istuku.
Yes.
Andika, amai.
Kwetu kwachu.
Ondo kwenye.
Yes.
Huh?
Hongu.
Manyati.
Aiwa.
Manyati.
Dijoka.
Anyway. Honorable Apollonia Mzerengi, Mem Maneru. Mambenge makapfeka mask honorable anambo kuona ini. And it's okay, thank you.
It's okay. No, thank you. Thank you for being here. Yes, thank you for being here. Now, the chairman mentioned women and youth, and I love that I'm always qualified in this bracket whenever we're talking about development and transformation. So he did talk about women and youth, and one thing that we must acknowledge is that when I talked about the gender quality and over equality in the board, he did leave out one Mrs. Magwenzi. If she could please just wave to us so we can see her. Thank you, Mama. Thank you for being here. Good.
And also, Ruveneko, you spoke about where you come from. I noticed the Honorable Minister is not here, but I heard someone at the briefing saying, representing the Minister of Matebeleland South, Linga Piba, Salwanan, Dumelang, Uitahani, Mabuyani, Ndimadekwana. You see how rich Mud South is?
Now you're just showing off. I'd like to call back our board chairman, Mr. Jabangwe. Sorry to do this to you, but you're so close. And as tall as Godfrey, Courtier, and I are, we are far too small to introduce the guest of honor tonight.
Absolutely.
So if I could please call you back onto the podium to welcome our guest of honor. Thank you, sir.
My task now is no easy task, but I will do the best that I can. Today we have the pleasure of, though the minister is not available due to other duties, but we have the pleasure of having the Deputy Minister of Agriculture, Deputy Minister Ritatos, ably representing him. And he is the minister who's also responsible for the parastatals, including COTCO. So certainly you will have a lot to say about COTCO. Honorable Minister, I will not say much and call you to the table. Thank you so much. Please, come on.
Good evening. Please be seated. Our MCs, I'm not as tall as one of them, so I'll put it down a bit. Our Permanent Secretary for Harare Metropolitan Province, Permanent Secretary Tim Nguti. The Minister of State for Matabeleland South, as represented. The Minister of State for Mashonaland Central, Honorable Senator Mavunga. Our Minister of State for Mashonaland East, Honorable Senator Mujerengwi. Our Honorable Minister for Masvingo as represented. The Honorable Deputy Minister of Finance and Economic Development, Honorable Chidua, Hanzivadidze Mari Washika. Madzimambo Edu, the Board Chairman, Mr. S. Jabangwe, and I quote, the over-gender balanced board members. The Acting Accounting Officer, Mr. Munyaradzi Chikasha, and COTCO executive members, the Reserve Bank Governor as represented, my honorable brothers and sisters, the members of Parliament here present, directors and officials in the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, the Agricultural Advisory and Rural Development Services officials from across the country, the CEOs of our parastatals within the ministry, captains of industry, farmers associations here present, ladies and gentlemen. It is with a sense of great honor that I stand here today invited as your special guest at the COTCO Transformation launch. Agriculture, as you know, is the backbone of the Zimbabwean economy and is one of the pillars of the attainment of President E.D. Mnangagwa's Vision 2030 towards a prosperous and empowered upper middle income society. In 2021, the agricultural sector in Zimbabwe grew a whopping 33.6% compared to an overall GDP of 7.8%. As a result, the target of an $8.2 billion United States agricultural industry by 2025 set in the Agriculture and Food Systems Transformation Strategy was achieved ahead of time in 2021. The sector was hard hit by an uneven rainfall distribution in the current season, and whilst it is expected to contract, remains a significant contributor in the well-being of the people of our great nation. The upward movement in international commodity prices will also see the sector continue to contribute significantly to export earnings. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fumvudza program has been adopted by the government as a measure to address the problems of low productivity, low production, and low profitability of farming, which continue to negatively affect the food security situation in our country. The low productivity has been caused by a number of factors, among them poor agronomic practices, poor soils, the impact of climate change, and failure to approach agriculture from a business perspective by farmers and our extension system. Climate change impacts are characterized by poor rainfall seasons, prolonged mid-season dry spells, very high temperatures during the growing season, and the early cessation of the rains. Thus, the adoption of Fumvudza concept which is based on conservation agricultural principles, will help climate-proof agricultural production and in particular the food production subsector. The Fumvudza and Twasa program will be extended to 3.5 million households for the 2022-2023 summer cropping season, and the government has already released $20 billion towards the goal, as efforts to ensure food security continue. This year's target means an additional 1.2 million households will benefit from the Fumvudza and Twasa program after 2.3 million households participated. Beneficiaries would be drawn from communal farmers, A1 farmers, and those settled in old resettlement areas, as well as peri-urban farmers. I hope you're happy, our Acting Minister of State. Ladies and gentlemen, if we are to guard against the effects of climate change, we need to move more towards irrigation development, as it is vital to ensuring food security in our country. With this in mind, government through the Department of Irrigation is implementing various projects under the National Enhanced Agricultural Productivity Scheme. To this end, the government is investing in dam constructions in order to increase the area under irrigation with a target of 420,000 hectares by 2024. Government is also implementing the Presidential Horticulture Recovery Plan, under which a bore will be drilled in each of the country's 35,000 villages, integrated within 1 hectare solar-powered village horticulture garden. Women have always played a significant role, yet unrecognized role, in agriculture, and the ministry recognizes that growth in the agricultural sector cannot be achieved without the help of this demographic that constitutes 52% of the population of Zimbabwe, and therefore that's why the board constitutes mainly women. To this end, I'm pleased to inform you that an Agriculture for She desk has been launched to increase the participation of women in agriculture. There are also initiatives to bring in more youths in agriculture, with the ministry providing a dedicated youth desk. It is without a doubt that women and youth are the future of agriculture. Cotton farmers in the communal areas are also beneficiaries of the Presidential Input Scheme under the Fumvudza and Twasa program. The past season, they were the first to receive input support from the government under the Cotton Fumvudza and Twasa, which was launched by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, on the 11th of November 2021 at Chief Nyunga's homestead in Gokwe. The Presidential Input Scheme for cotton was launched in 2015 during a period where cotton farmers were facing viability challenges due to poor yields and low producer prices, which had led to a number of farmers abandoning cotton farming altogether. The input support has resulted in the number of cotton farmers increasing from approximately 127,000 in 2015 to 400,000 farmers in 2021. In addition to the input support, government provided a price subsidy to cotton farmers of 1.5 billion Zimbabwe dollars in 2020 and a further 2 billion Zimbabwe dollars in 2021 in order to improve farmer viability. From the 2022 marketing season, government directed that cotton farmers receive 75% of their production income in United States dollars against lint exports, as we heard previously by the chairman. Government is committed to ensuring that cotton farmers are viable and fairly rewarded for their hard labor. To this end, the government is supporting increased yields through the sourcing of high-yielding, drought-tolerant hybrid seed under the Presidential Input Scheme. The replacement of the current open pollinated variety, or OPVs as we call it, seed with hybrid seed will be rolled out over a 3-year period and is expected to exponentially increase national cotton output. Government recognizes the strategic importance of cotton, more so given the forecast increase in drier regions as a result of climate change, which would result in crops like cotton and other oil seeds faring better in Zimbabwe. Currently, there is a joint committee co-chaired by myself as the Deputy Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, and my brother, the Deputy Minister of Finance and Economic Development, Honorable Chidua, who meet regularly together with COTCO to implement strategies to grow the cotton sector. COTCO, which commands a market share of over 80%, is envisioned to play a crucial role in increased cotton production and rural transformation as well as development. To this end, and on account of significant financial contribution thus far in the resuscitation of the cotton sector, Government has publicly expressed an interest to increase its shareholding in COTCO, and engagements with other stakeholders are certainly ongoing. Following the appointment of the current board of directors tasked to, I quote, transform COTCO into a vibrant, viable, and profitable commercial entity, end quote, amongst other things. Today, COTCO has requested that I officially launch their new intent to transform, which will be marked by unveiling of their new brand identity. I am pleased to note that they are placing the farmer at the center of their strategic objectives, given the hard work that farmers put into growing as well as maintaining the crop. The ministry has also tasked COTCO to embark on value addition projects in cotton growing areas that will transform the communities and feed into the thrust of devolution. In an opinion article in the Sunday Mail of the 29th of May 2022, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, implored those in charge of COTCO to, open quote, quickly change their ways, end quote. The time to transform is now. Transformation is inevitable in the journey of life. COTCO must transform in order to better serve its community. I wish them well as they embark on this transformation journey. Siyabonga, tinotenda. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Talumbaloko, Honorable Minister.
Majita. Now, in order to understand the new, we must appreciate the old. We have a video that we'd like to play for you that shows the transformative journey of COTCO. And then straight after that, we will show the new COTCO. Ndizoka.
Absolutely, but we're not going to show it to a crowd that's not here, Pisha. You know, I was Bude.
I'm not sure what's going on with the crowd tonight.
Maybe Nyayedina.
Kuti vanenzara.
Do
you think so?
Are you guys there? Hello, Muripo ere. Muriko ere imi.
I'm not convinced. Gatimbo trage vanu vekunyatso traga. Tinyatso wirana tiripo.
Yeah, as you're going, Ruvi, looking for these people, I would like to acknowledge the presence of my mom. I didn't see her, you know, very well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Honorable Minister of State for Mash Central, Honorable Senator Mavunga. Amai Makadini. Kokuchena, Anziko. Askana.
You know, Koti, I've done many events with you.
Yes.
And you have your own title before your name.
Of course.
Chief. Anzi, Chief Koti, vanofamba nechimbo zvazodi. Asi panapa, ndinana madzimambo vedu. Chief Mzarabani. Saka tisati tabvunzana kuti muriko here madi. Koti, how do we welcome our chiefs?
And a tone.
Madzimambo, I think Makagaro Nevamwe, please, just a few words from you about how you feel about this occasion. Nasi kuti mauya kuzonyatso itei zvamanzwisisa.
Pamsoro. Launch no yaita zvakanaka tadzidza zvakawanda pane zvanga zvichitaurwa zvese. Zvokuratidza kuti ku department redu nje tirikusumukira tirikusumudza futi zvakare nyika yedu apa tirikukwanisa kubatsirika nekurima kwatirikuita donje tichikwanisa kuendesa mari kunze kwenyika zvichingodaro. Okay, thank you.
Cheteshe wangu munoziva kuti vana vane utsinya hanzi kana ndauya kudhorobha kunoku ndakushanda ndakadai vaindirambidza kuti ndipfeke chikwangwani changu. Saka zvikanzi aiwa tsvimbo tinokuregerera imambopfeke takura henyu. Ruvi, do you see anyone of interest there?
I'm looking. I mean, I see a lot of people of interest.
I think I saw
I see some people who chair AMA, who are part of Zimtrade. I mean, what is cotton if it stays in Zimbabwe? I mean, they boast about the different countries that they are trading with. I see none other than Mr. Alan Majuru. How are you, sir?
I think I'm the most happiest person on earth. This is a momentous occasion for us. Trading, but also as AMA, we're a regulating body. So we want to make sure that all farmers benefit when it comes to cotton production. but most importantly, value addition and exporting. Ndatenda.
Aiwa mashoko makuku too. Thank you very much, Mr. Majuru.
Ukazovaona chairman vakune dzimwe nyika vagara pamberi apo vakunyatsosela Zimbabwe. Unotofara kuti awa ndeve kuZimbabwe.
Anditi. No, thank you. I think we can get back to the order of business. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll just direct your attention to the monitors on the stage, Tattoo Media has put together the transformative journey of Kotko, and you can appreciate the old, and in a second, we'll show you the new.
Is shaped by our journey, one that has not been short of its own perilous times. We have weathered the storms over the years, and through it all, our stakeholders, our farmers, and our communities have all been with us season after season. But along the way, we reshaped our perspective and the way we do things because something had to change. We had to turn things around. We decided to add value to our stakeholders, our farmers, and our communities because this is our way of showing them how valuable they are. So we started with our rebranding process by paying a visit to our farmers to understand how they view us as an organization. This led us to make an informed brand audit and transformation. To fully transform, we had to start the process internally before we went out to the rest of the world. The process allowed us to reflect as an organization. We realized that we needed to regroup and turn things around. And to do it fruitfully, we needed to move together in one direction because everything is better when we do it together. And that has become our new ethos. In order to succeed, we must work hand in hand with our stakeholders, our cotton farmers, and our communities because it is people who are at the center of it all. So, shoulder to shoulder, hand in hand, we are transforming communities.
Okay, so this is where we've been, right?
Yes, that's where we've come from. And now we're about to go where we're going. Now, Minister, you talked about $20 billion being released to support the cotton industry. Now, in order to make this journey a reality and to realize what's about to happen, this next video is taking you into the future. The privilege you have of being here tonight is that you're the first to witness it. Members of the Fourth Estate will document it perhaps tomorrow or the day after, but you're here in real time to celebrate what's happening now.
You know what, Ruvi? We spoke earlier on about how Kotko has been a part of us in our lives growing up. You know, I went to a school called Plumtree, far down Kachana, from here at least. And, you know, every year we really looked forward to coming to Prince Edward to come and play rugby. But for me, that was an interaction with this brand at a very, very early stage. I didn't even understand what cotton production was about. And today, I'm standing here wanting to be a new farmer.
Imagine that. Who knew?
Targeting 2 bids. It's a good thing also my bank manager is here. The CEO of Cabs.
I know you bank with Cabs. He's here somewhere. Where is he?
Yeah, county I'm looking right.
There we go.
Where is he?
He's in that table.
Overdraft 000. Asine cotton ga ndukuya ikoko. Ruvi,
yes.
Today is the 15th of August. It's the 200 what day of the year?
Yeah, look, I mean, not my strong point. But we are here on this 15th day of August, 2022. Yep. And we are happy to celebrate with Kotko tonight and all of you the transformation that they've taken. So please help us reveal, as the minister had mentioned in his speech, that is his mandate tonight, to reveal the new logo, but also to reveal the new fabric of Kotko. Ladies and gentlemen, the new.
Partnership, collaboration, transformation, value addition. Everything is better together. Kotko, transforming communities.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the brand new spanking look of Kotko. Shall we give it a round of applause?
Makorokoto.
I'm sure the mashudu abude.
Now, everything is about perception in life, isn't it? This is where we begin. This is the new Kotko. It's still fresh. It's still green. I wish we could get members of Tattoo Media to explain the brand manual and the intent behind everything. But I think we've heard from the various presentations tonight what this all represents. And it is about transforming communities. You see, kubatana ukuku. Anditika, vegu Manchester United runs United Yasara and Methodist. Sorry, Jenny. But as Kotko, we are uniting with farmers and making sure that communities are transformed. I see board members are still standing because they are that proud. One more round of applause for Kotko.
A huge one, ladies and gentlemen. I think it deserves a standing ovation. I think so. Please rise and celebrate with us, ladies and gentlemen.
For you. And we stand with you in this. And I noticed in all of the speeches. Oh, you're going to do that? Are we supposed to dance, Godfrey? I mean, that...
Wow. I got my shoes.
But we're getting there. We're getting there. Before we play the celebratory music, we've got one more order of business on the formalities of our program. See, this event wouldn't be possible, and it wouldn't be for anybody but the farmers. So I don't know if you agree with me, but we need to hear from the farmers themselves, right? And we talk of Kotko's values that they've been sharing, right? There's a new image, there's a new trajectory. You may take your seats, it's fine. And one of the things that we can highlight in their values is teamwork, right? The thousands of farmers that have been trained. It was mentioned in the speech from the board chairman, right? They put effort to train the farmers. There's also innovation with Jaguar Seed. This is us in Zimbabwe, able to do these things. And we want to celebrate with you these values that you are walking into the future with. So if we can now call onto the stage, my farmers are pano nasi, arikutipa ma testimonial avo, ne journey avafamba ne Kotko anditi rwendo rwacho. Kwamuria, I'm not sure exactly where you're seated, but if you could please come to the stage so we can hear from you, the farmers. If Jesse can help us with the farmers who are coming to speak, to give their testimony. Yeah?
Matima farmers are waiting.
Ayo, Mbomira, I'm sad matanga. Mbomira, Mati Manye. Yeah. So, or maybe while they prepare to come, if I can ask Joseph the saxophonist and his band, I think maybe in the spirit of celebration, maybe we can just loosen up a little bit.
Something,
bichana. So while we get the farmers lined up, it's not easy coming onto the stage. Sometimes it's nerve-wracking. I understand. I get nervous all the time. So we're just going to get some music, just a short interlude from Joseph and the band.
Maybe Ruvi, because we found Mr. Sauti. He's coming here to represent the farmers. Maybe he can come and just speak quickly.
Sauti.
Mr. Sauti.
All right.
Aiwa nyatsoomberai, ladies and gentlemen, nyatsoomberai maoko. Ava ndo varimi vachoka ndo vanoita kuti donje riite zviitike. Tinotenda baba.
Pamsoroi tinotenda vakuru vevantu panguva yekuti titaure panguva ino. Ini ndinonzi Edson Kalungwe. Ndinogara kuGokwe. Gokwe. Chekete ndokwandorimira ndiri. Inini ndiri murimi mukuru, ndakarima kubva 2019 ndakaita 224 bales. 2020 ndikaita 244 bales. 2022 inati ndikaita 135 bales kwakapisa. makore apera aya suraya varimi hatina kupiwa mari dzedu dzakakwana. Takaita dambudziko pakupiwa mari pakushanda kwatakaita. Taipiwa ngoro kana grocery sezvinhu zvakanga zvakaoma, zvinhu zvakatibata zvikuru. Zvinhu zvatinotarisira isu sevarimi, tinotarisira kubhadharwa nenguva, tichibhadharira vana vechikoro, tichitenga chikafu chevana, tichitsvaga nhumbi dzevana, kwete kuti titore mari yedu yatinenge tabhadharwa, takuchitora isusu chibage chedu ndechatopedza tichitengesera vanhu vechikoro, instead kuti titore mari yatinobhadharwa cotton totenga chikafu. Tinokumbirawo mbeu yatinorima, mutipewo mbeu inokasira, nokuti mbeu yamuri kutipa mwaka wachinja unonaya mvura. Mvura inokwanisa kuuya muna December. Kana yauya muna December, mbeu iya yatanga tagara tichirima haichakwanisi kuti igobereka nenguva. Asi kana mukatipa mbeu inokasira kubereka, inoita kuti isusu vabereki mbeu iyoyo ichatipa goho rinoita kuti tibatsirike. Mabhora acharamba kusvika nenguva, mombe dzodya mabhora ananga asina kusvika, mombe dzofa, isuwo sevarimi tinenge taita loss. Tinokumbira patillage pane matrekta vava makatita gore rakapera. Aiwa, gore rino iri zvinhu zvakatibatsira, vanhu vese vakarimirwa netrekta vakabatsirika, ndo vanhu vakakohwa zviri nani segore ranga rakaoma, nekuti mvura payakasvika ikanaya vanhu vakabetsereka zvikuru, haina kukwanisa kuti mvura imanye, ndo vanhu vakakohwa. Toenda pamafertilizer amuri kutipa, tanga tichikumbirawo pamafertilizer kuti mutiwedzere ivhu redu rinenge rachembera. Tinokumbirawo pamabhadhariro, tibhadhareiwo nenguva, nokuti mukasatibhadhara nenguva tinorasikirwa varimi, hatikwanisi kuzotenga zvatinoda. RTGS neUSA muri kutikuvadza. Ini pamabhero namba yandataura yemabhero andiri kuwana pamakore esaya, handisi kukwanisa kutenga chimwe chinhu nemhaka yei ndinopiwa RTGS, ndopiwa USA. Pandinozoti ndikwanise kuti ndichinje mari yei RTGS ndiipinzewo maUSA, kuti ndikwanise kuti ndinotenga mombe handichakwanisi kutenga, nditenge mota handichakwanisi kuitenga. Saka murimi ndinenge ndarasikirwa. Tachikumbirawo kuti tibatsirwe panhu pakaita saipapa. Mabhero, maemti, tiri kuita chichemo chemaemti. Maemti hakuna, tiri kutovata musango, vanotozviziva. Inini mabhero iwaya hasi yokuti ndinoanunga ini ndichaisa mumusha. Cotton ndinonunga ndichiunganidza, ndinopiwa matende ndounganidza cotton iyi. Kana ndaunganidza mabhero kuti ndichawana maemti, tiri kuita sekuendeye kuwana maemti. Tachikumbira kuti titsvagirewo maemti nenguva, kuitira kuti zvinhu zvedu zviendeke, tigotengesawo cotton yedu kambani nenguva. Zvakadaro ndinopawo kutenda, asi chichemo changu chenhamba yangu yemabhero yandataura, aiwa ndibatsireiwo vamakorokota ari kumusoro, kuti aiwa pandiri kurima pakamanikira, ndipeiwo mukana ndiitewo basa rinova ramakandipa. Ndatenda.
Aiwa, womberai maoko guys, murimiwa nasi.
Now, you know what, Koti?
Yes,
you will
madam.
never get anything more authentic than stakeholder engagement.
Absolutely.
I just want to applaud Kotko for allowing for that to even happen in a program, because you see it can go right or left, right? You're not sure what someone's going to say. So it's a big gamble to take, but you took it because that is the transparency and the way that Kotko is now going. Inyu Kotko yo irkwala uti vanvaita vanemkana utopiwa microphone emakamera esaye ekuzBC ekupi ekuzTN Prime. We are live to all our viewers watching us where you are. I actually wish the stakeholder engagement was the opening of tonight.
Absolutely.
Because I'd like to have heard the responses from our Minister in Agriculture, our Minister in Finance, Ranzi. Pay us on time.
Pabegapa.
Mayusa nema RTGS, no. So, no, that is brilliant. And I think the excellence of Kotko in one of your values as well, you mentioned excellence. And I think that was an exhibit A of the excellence that we're hoping to see. Randiska, quality. Control.
Kotko.
Yeah.
Swakarongeka.
Swakarongeka. Homewairity. No, we are happy to see this, and like I said, there's nothing more authentic, nothing more real, nothing more genuine. So thank you very much, all the way from Gokwe. He's basically spelt out what they need.
Absolutely.
Right? He's explained what they need, and we can't take that away. He almost corrected himself. He said vabereki. He was about to say vabereki, then he said varimi, because as a farmer, as a parent, your first issue is taking care of your family.
Absolutely.
So you're speaking from the heart. So again, thank you for that.
And you know what, Ruvi,
Yeah.
as well, as he was speaking there, I could really, he was echoing things I've heard before. At the parliament, actually. You know, I know the team that is here that is always at parliament debating.
What, Temba Mliswa is here? Not quite. Not that one.
Yeah, but Ndawana Honorable Murire as well. These are guys that have been fighting the fight for the farmers. They are on the ground. And you know what? He came and just said, guys, you know what? I'm so excited to see Kotko doing what it's doing. Isususema parliamentarians, my legislators. I've always wanted to say that word. Nasinda Ritaura. You know, they are very excited for Kotko. And well done, Kotko. However, promise ya murugutaura ye kutransforma ma communities. Anzi isususema parliamentarians. Atis kuzomira kuita noise kuparamende uku. Kuti zvifambe.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, so now we are going to get commitment, because it's all good to put together an evening like this with the lights and the camera and the action and the saxophonists. But it's nothing without solidifying it, right? Not as serious as a marriage contract, but close enough, all right? We're gonna get the board members to come up onto the stage, one by one, and sign a pledge, right? A commitment to transform this Kotko that we're here to celebrate tonight.
Yeah. His Excellency Dr. Idi Mnangagwa avasikutamba ruveneko. Remember, we've seen this sort of thing ku State House where we've seen ministers, you know, signing my contracts of performance, chi. And vaharitotis vabva vati aiwaka atingafeti toga board ngaichiuya isainiwo mapledge.
Yes, it's the accountability.
Mumwe nemumwe asungwe echi ega.
Right. So if we could at this point call up our board members to come up onto the stage. If I could ask Mr. Jabangwe to please lead your team in this moment. And each of them are going to come and stand, I believe, up front here and read out the pledge out aloud as a commitment. And then they're going to put their signatures on various documents that are going to be presented to His Excellency, that are going to be kept at the board offices, that are going to be kept everywhere as comments and I guess evidence for what's happened here tonight.
So Ruvi, kana uri kubasa ka ukati uri kubasa uzungoona hama yako unoita sei? Kana wakamira patakamira pa unoijambira ere kuti sekuru chi unoita sei? andakuvunza
aiwa mvunzo wako warema.
aingondudzo kana waona hama yako unoita sei.
All right, so muri kuona here pamuri ipapo, can you all see? You may come closer, it's okay. Even if you give your back to our guests, I think they understand the nature of the business. You may come right close, because this is serious business here, you know. All right, so I'm going to hand over the microphone to maybe the board chair. There we go, Godfrey, and maybe a lady, Mungo Vereng, at the same time.
All right. As maybe before we go through the pledge, as we highlighted earlier, what we have today is a commitment to transformation. What we heard from our farmer are the issues that require that COTCO transforms and delivers for the stakeholders. And at the center, as we highlighted, as per the logo, it's our farmers, our communities, and our farmers and the partnership. But what does this mean in words, which we as the board must deliver, as well as the rest of the staff in the organization? So we'll go through what we are calling the COTCO pledge to transform. So we can do it together.
Okay.
I pledge to do my best, my utmost best,
in discharging my responsibilities at COTCO, and to maintain the highest standards of behavior, and to take full responsibility for complying with the threshold values, principles in relation to my office and designation. I pledge to neither use nor allow the use of resources or information of the company to improperly or illegally further any other interests. I pledge to help create an atmosphere of respect and civility where our highly valued stakeholders, with farmers at the center, are free to express their ideas and to work their full potential. I pledge to be truthful and respectful in all communications, as this is vital for sound decision-making, for COTCO, and effective engagement with the communities we work with. I pledge to work together with others in running and continuously improving affairs at COTCO, recognizing that unity of purpose and effort leads to greater accomplishments.
Thank you.
By the power invested in us, we now pronounce you. We now pronounce you legally bound, correct, to your pledge and to your commitment.
Ladies and gentlemen, the board led by Mr. S. Jabangwe, he's going to come and sign. He's the board chair. I'm going to call upon Dr. O. Muvingi to come and sign. I'm going to call upon Miss N. Marongwe to come and sign. Guys, Ms. Marongwe is a board member. She's also the chair of the technical committee. I'm going to ask Mrs. Magwenzi to come through and sign on this pledge. She is the board member who's in charge of the operations committee. We call upon Miss C. Tapera to come through and sign the pledge. She is in charge of the business development and marketing. I guess that's why she's signing right at the top of, right next to the COTCO brand. Dr. Mushunje. She is the chair of the HR and Remuneration Committee. Ava Ruvi tofana kuwabata zvakanaka.
And with that, the pledge is signed. Ladies and gentlemen, the COTCO Transforming Communities pledged here in 2022 on the 15th of August. Congratulations.
Ruvi, chimboverenga futi mbichana. Chimbonyatsoverenga futi mbichana. Please turn it down. Toda kunzwa kachirungu.
I pledge to do my utmost best in discharging my responsibilities at COTCO and to maintain the highest standards of behavior and to take full responsibility for complying with the refreshed COTCO values and principles in relation to my office and my designation. I pledge to neither use nor allow the use of resources or information of the company to improperly or illegally further any interests. I pledge to help create an atmosphere of respect and civility where our highly valued stakeholders with farmers at the center are free to express their ideas and to work to their full potential. I pledge to be truthful and respectful in all communications, as this is vital for sound decision making for COTCO and effective engagement with the communities we work with. I pledge, finally, to work together with others in running and continuously improving affairs at COTCO, recognizing that unity of purpose and effort leads to greater accomplishments.
Ladies and gentlemen, your COTCO board, shall we give them a round of applause? They've pledged that they will stand here and follow each and every word to the T.
Members of the COTCO board at Newlands Country Club today signed their pledge to commit to transform communities. ZBC News, Ruben Barwe, Harare.
So, ladies and gentlemen, now that the formalities are almost done, we'd now like to invite the members of the press, because you see what's happened here tonight is within four walls. The message of what happens here tonight is more important about how it's going to be communicated, how it's going to come out in the news bulletins tomorrow on radio, on television, on social media, in the print, right? What's going to be the headline? So in order to make sure that that is clear, concise, and to the point, and in the spirit of celebrating tonight, we do have a press conference. The members who are part of that know themselves. We'd like to ask you to go out on our left, your right, through that arch where there's the white and green balloons. I think there's 4 members who are going to go now and speak to the Fourth Estate, to the media here present, and give their words. And in that time, we are then going to continue with our program and have dinner.
My favorite part of the program.
Yes. So for the press conference, we'd like Deputy Minister Haritatos, Permanent Secretary Muguti, Board Chairman, Mr. Jabangwe, Vice Board Chairman, Dr. Muvingi, and Chair of Marketing Committee, Ms. Tapera. If you could please just take your leave briefly and handle the press conference while we enjoy dinner. Are we ready for dinner, Godfrey?
I am very ready.
Yes, I think we are. So over to Joseph and the band now. I believe we won't interrupt you for a while because our mouths will also be full, right? So ladies and gentlemen, we'll leave you briefly to enjoy your dinner, to enjoy your drinks, to network, to exchange business cards, and to enjoy this beautiful evening that's been put together for you by COTCO. See you soon.
At this point, we say dinner is officially served.